Hey everyone, joining me today I've got Lau from Knap Knok Games, and we're going to talk about their game, of course, Affordable Space Adventure, coming to the Wii U and the 3DS, is that right?
Well, 3DS is not we might look into 3DS at some point, like right now, Wii U, okay?
Okay, just Wii U, so no 3DS for now.
Not right now, no.
So Lau, can you tell us a little bit what you have set up here with your demo today? What are you showing attendees?
So we're actually just showing the final game. We're coming out in a month, like April 9th, so this is just the game. Yes, but we're throwing them right into the game like at around level 9 or 10, because in the real game, like, you're slowly getting introduced to all these systems. You crashed on a foreign planet and you're slowly rebuilding your ship.
Right.
But we want to show people actually gameplay where it's getting really complicated and have all these systems you're tweaking on the gamepad. So you're getting thrown right into it.
Right. So I do want to clarify, and we're going to show some footage here. You guys have taken such an amazing, unique approach to the Wii U gamepad, unlike what I've ever seen in a game before.
Oh, cool, thanks.
So for viewers who are not familiar with that, I mean, I got to test the multiplayer mode today, which was amazing. You got one person as the pilot on the Pro Controller and the engineer on the gamepad. Do you want to kind of explain to viewers how this system works, how the co-op works?
Yeah, so originally the game was just designed for one player, and that player controlled everything on the gamepad, like, flying around, tweaking all the systems, using the flashlight and so on. But at some point during the development we figured out, well, wait, we can just split out these controls to multiple people. Like, if we just take the joystick of flying and put it on the Pro Controller, then it's just a two-player game. So it's one player as a pilot, you can fly around. The other is an engineer. You can also play three-player co-op. That introduces a science officer who controls the flashlight and do the scanning and shooting flares and stuff like that. But in reality, it's just the same controls distributing out on more controllers. So it's the most easy way of making co-op in a game ever. We just wrote 4 more lines of code.
So how would that work, the 3-player? So you would have one controller with that would be the control for the pilot.
Yeah.
Gamepad,
yeah. Yes, and then another person controlling either with a nunchuck or with a Pro Controller, controlling a flashlight, looking around in the environment, and scanning enemies and stuff like that.
Okay. So how are you finding attendees are reacting to this style of gameplay?
Everybody likes it, which is awesome. Especially at a convention like this, because you walk around with your friends and you want to yell at your friends. So it's very much a game where you're like, the engineer shuts down the engine and the spaceship starts falling around, or it might turn on and might overheat and suddenly burst into flames and stuff like that. So you're like, no, come on, why are you flying into that laser? Like, people are yelling at each other and having a good time, and it's really good for showing.
Yeah, that's what I definitely felt in my playthrough. I felt a lot like Han Solo and Chewbacca. So I was the engineer. I felt like Chewie yelling at Han there.
You're just like,
it was a little bit more verbal, but that's what it felt like. No, why are you flying like that?
Yeah, definitely. But and I think almost all good, like, science fiction, flying a spaceship is often always like a multiplayer thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Starship Enterprise or Star Wars and so on. You're always a little crew, and that being a crew is really exciting. But we also want to create a game where you can do this alone, and it's quite a different experience. Like, you have to juggle all these things: flying, scanning, and tweaking all the systems. So you can do both, and it's 2 very different experiences.
Yeah, you definitely capture something unique here.
Oh,
and I saw you guys are putting so much love and attention into this game. You've even come up with a little small craft handbook for the ship you're flying.
Yeah.
Do you want to take us through, like, what inspired you to do this? What's in here?
So at some point I will start sitting and start writing this manual.
Yeah.
Every game needs a manual, right? And I figure out this is going to take a long time because there's so many systems and things that needs to be explained, right?
Yeah.
So I figured, if I anyway need to write a manual, let's make it really nice and fun. So we wrote this manual in the fiction. So it's a manual to the spaceship. It's not a manual to the game.
Right.
So you get like an introduction to how the dashboard of the spaceship looks, and
So you got a place for your Wii U gamepad here.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, we actually imagining that you're controlling the spaceship with a device like the Wii U gamepad. You have this piece of plastic there, and it's because it's a cheap budget spaceship, right? It's not a fancy big one.
Yeah.
So you're flying around in this small spaceship with like a gamepad and like small controllers, and it explains like the heads down display, which is what you see on the gamepad, and all these kind of like small chips to everything.
And I saw you even put some ads in here. You went that
there's small advertisement things like
You got coupons.
you can get your this is the food you're eating in your spaceship, Nutri-Tubes. This is the lasagna tube, and there's like a website for the company that rents out these spaceships and so on. And we have a kids section down here, where like when you bring your kid on a space travel, you can they can sit out and fill out these fun stuff like find errors and so on. So and all these things like we ended up putting so much love in it, so we figure out like, hey, let's also use these manual pages as loading screen in the game, because nobody's really reading an e-manual, right?
Right. Yeah.
So all the loading screens are actually just manual pages. You'll sit there and read, but they're fun.
Oh, that's brilliant. And now you're saying this game is complete. You're coming out April 9th. That's the release date. So what's next for Knap Knok Games? Anything on the horizon?
Well, we'll look into, for instance, porting it to 3DS, depending very much whether people like it. If people like it, we might look into how to do it, but there are it will not be an easy task doing it, because we're doing all this super complicated lighting and like really nice 3D models and all that stuff. So there's some scaling down of things and so on that needs to happen. Else, I don't know. We want to make more video games, but we need to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, one at a time, right? That's kind of the philosophy.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
All right. I mean, it was a great pleasure to meet you here today, Lau. I mean, I enjoyed my playthrough of the game. I'm definitely buying it. Day one purchase for me, and I do suggest it for anyone out there. It's a great game, great experience. Thanks again for taking the time to meet with us.